Hi. I'm kind of nervous about doing this video. I don't know why. I decided to go from the beginning, the first dream that I remember having from God, and I know it was from God. I tried to figure out what year it was because I don't have anything on a calendar from when I was a kid, but we got a cat in 1995 because we were going to name it. It was for my little sister, and we were going to name it after whoever hit a home run, and I had to look it up. And it was 1985. It was Tito Landrum, and we named the kitty cat Tito. It wasn't my cat. It was my youngest sister's kitty. So I thought this dream that I had from God was when I was 10, but it wasn't. I was 13. It was in 1986. I was at Camp Lakewood. I think we had had lunch, like gone swimming and had lunch, and we're having our rest period where we took a nap. And I had a dream, and it was just a dream for a kid. It was clouds and my cat Bridget, which is a long-haired calico, which was basically my best friend for years. I had a really hard childhood, and I know there's people that had worse childhoods than me, but I really wanted a friend, and my cat was just there all the time. And God knew that. God knows little kids' hearts. And I had another cat named Pimbo, which was short for Tiki Tiki Tembo, No Sorembo, Cherubera Rucci, Pip Perry Pimbo, which was from a little kid's book, When Chin Fell into the Well. So I had this dream, and Bridget and Pimbo were just kind of jumping, almost like bunny rabbits, but not, just so I could see them, but they were both doing that. And then at the end of the week, my mom mostly wrote me cards and stuff when I was at Camp Lakewood, but I don't know if I was there for a week or 2 weeks. It might have been 2 weeks because I really liked camping when I was a kid. It was cabin camping, and then when I got a little older, we did, more outdoorsy, staying in a tent for 2 weeks with, a shower twice in 2 weeks. But anyway, so when my mom came and picked me up in her big blue van, we were really, really close. And she said, "Meg, I have something really terrible to tell you." And I said, "Mom," because it just occurred to me my mom was going to be upset and she was going to tell me about my cat Bridget. And I said, "Mom, Bridget's in heaven." And she's like, "What? How'd you know?" "She died on my feet. She had cat leukemia and she died at my feet." And I didn't look at it like that. I just knew she was in heaven. And I thought Pimbo had died too because she was in the dream with the cloud. It wasn't like fancy. It was just like blue sky, clouds, and two kitty cats just like playing, but they were like bouncing as the clouds would go over them a little bit because they're short, they're cats. So my mom was so relieved, and she's like, she was astounded and obviously relieved because trying to tell your kid that you love that their cat died while they were at camp. How many parents have had to do that? I'm sure millions and billions. It's heart-wrenching. God knows. He teaches us about his tender, loving kindness through kitty cats and dogs. He really does. He knows that we love them. So anyway, for years, I was like trying to figure out how there could be a heaven where there's no pain. And remember those that were before. So I got into quantum physics, which I'm not a mathematician, although when I was paying off my house, I finally learned algebra. And then recently, Ben Born Again was talking about and showed one of the physicists, and I can't remember his name. I've read a lot of books on quantum physics that was saying how Kabbalah is very close to quantum physics. We don't have to worry about that. We just need to believe in Jesus. And God knows how much you miss your loved ones. He knows how much you miss your kitty. God's heart is so perfect. It's not perfect in a snotty way like somebody at Sunday school or church that thinks you don't dress well enough. His heart is absolutely perfect. And all these Epstein case files, God's known about everything for the whole time. He knows everything. Can you imagine how hard this has been for him to hold this back from us, knowing
how just destroying it is to see these things. And the House of Lords just legalized abortion up to death at home. I watched a woman when I was working in bars who did one of those next day pills. She bled out. She was a mess. She lived in a bigger town where she could go to a doctor, but she lived alone. So it's not like oh, I've changed, I don't want to have a baby. It's absolutely, your whole body feels that after my abortion, they didn't show me my baby. I bled and bled. This world is getting so dark, but just know that God promised that he'd show all these things. There's nothing hidden that will not be revealed. And it hurts him too. It really hurts him. But I just wanted to share that dream I had, because I didn't have a dream for a very long time. I'm going to try to do a bunch of short videos so you'll understand why I'm so adamant about September 18th video. It's not easy to listen to, but I think it has a lot to do with these files that they're talking about. But look, in 2010, 2011, they want you to think that Epstein is in the files. Of course, he's still alive. Yeah, he's still alive. He's an asset to them. But Jesus won on the cross, and anybody who comes to him and really repents, and it's not easy to do. It's not easy to say the worst thing in the world you ever did, especially when you're older. But if you do that, God's grace is bigger than death and hatred and anger and all these evil things that we're watching. One day they'll all be gone. But until then, God cares so much about whoever you are that you have a chance to come to him and repent and be saved. And he's going to wipe away every tear. There's going to be no more death and none of this evil that we're seeing now. But he promised he'd show us, because there is a choice that you need to make. All of us do. I wasn't born a Christian. I was really born again in 2021. And I'm 53 now. Thank you for listening. God bless you.
This is kind of anticlimactic, but I didn't want to wear my glasses, and I can't remember everything, and I need glasses to read notes. So Tito, my baby sister's kitty cat, also got killed when Bridget died at my mom's feet. She got ran over by a car. So she didn't make 80 years. It was definitely when I was 13. That's how I know when it was now. Anyway, God bless you.